Hey guys, Gambling CS here with another knife review. This is of the Frost Mora 612. Alright, so this is what I have. It is a Frost Mora. I'm just going to go over some basic differences first off. We'll cover the sheath in a bit, but as you can tell, just first glances and everything, it doesn't have the plasticized handles that the other ones do. This one has a wood handle with a metal guard, which is really nice. Anyway, so just basic differences. Construction, it's a wood handle, but it's got a lot of paint on it. Like, I mean, there's like soaked this thing in paint, so it's pretty durable, but it's kind of slippery. There's not a whole lot of texture to it. Personally, I'm thinking about taking this off and changing it out for something else with natural wood, and then soak that in linseed oil, and that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, then it's got a top cap right here. It's just a protective thing on top of the wood handle, just to give you a little extra grip, and it creates a ridge right here, right between the wood and the metal, and gives you a good grip right up there, so you can really choke up on it. All you really need is these two fingers to hold it. The other three are just kind of slowly, or no, well, not really slowly, but give you a little bit more direction. Anyway, so you've got wood handles, top cap, and you've got this metal guard. Both these metal pieces, I believe, are pot metal. It's not really anything special, but it is only just a front guard. It's not a full guard, so it wouldn't be front and back, which is nice for bushcraft things. You don't really need a back guard. Back guard helps if you're really choking up on it and you need your thumb out there. You don't need something sticking into the joint of your thumb, so that's nice. So it has a guard. As you can tell, it's not a full tang knife, which is, I don't think there's any more that is. It is stick tang, and you can definitely see that it ends right here at this end, and there's a space right there near the blade, and it points down right here, and then goes down, I believe, to about an inch, 2 inches down through the handle. It's not a full stick tang either. Anyway, this is a carbon steel blade. I have no idea what grade the actual steel is, which is kind of irksome. I have been trying to do some research, and I can't seem to find anything. If you guys know what it is, that'd be great. Just post it in a comment or something. Anyway, if you've noticed, I still have my patina on here. She has a better view of it. It's my kind of tiger striped patina in there. Get a good look at that. Obviously, it's a Scandi grind, being a Scandinavian knife, and I mean, that's kind of the area I'm going for. If you don't know what a Scandi grind is, it goes straight from bar stock metal straight to the bevel. There's only one bevel. If I take another knife, such as the Spyderco Tenacious, this one right here, I haven't done a review on it. It's going to be my new EDC for that purpose, or for that reason. Oh dear, let's get that settled down. But as you can see, this one's a full flat grind, so it goes straight down. It goes straight from, I believe, 1/8 inch stock, and just kind of glides down there. It's ground all the way down, and then it's got a secondary small bevel. But that's kind of a not so great example. I wish I had a better knife to show a difference between the Scandi grind and secondary grind, but yeah. So it only has one grind, which is nice. It's definitely a new experience when it comes to sharpening and keeping up this knife, because the angle of the knife is a lot lower, and you get a lot more resistance because of how much more surface area is on this bevel. As you can tell on this side, let's pull out my magnifying glass. It says Mora. A little signature, and below that says carbon steel, Mora of Sweden, and then carbon steel. I'm pretty sure they'll have stainless steel in their stainless version, but I'm not a big fan of stainless on these kind of knives, Moras. I think if we're going to get a fixed blade, might as well be carbon. That's my preference. Now let's see, let's do a cut test, because I always forget to do cut tests on knives. That's really bothersome. So here I've got two examples. I've got regular printer paper. It's flat white paper, and this is just newspaper stock paper. It's a bit thinner than the printer paper. So we're gonna go with this one first, just to it cuts incredibly sharp. These knives are great for cutting. They take an amazing edge, especially with that carbon steel. It's phenomenal. I really enjoy that. I did EDC this for a while. I'll explain that when I start talking about the sheath, but it did get a little troublesome. But yeah, so that's that. And then let's get this. Now the problem with this is if you angle it like just a little bit too far, then it'll rip like that. If you get it nice, you can get a lot of practice at it. Get nice smooth action going. You know, same with anything else. Just takes a lot of practice. So anyway, it is incredibly sharp. It's really nice. I also just touched this up, so that shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, so it's a great knife. This was $7. I do 7. It was either 7 or 10. You know, I mean, come on. That's for this great of a knife. You know, a 4-inch cutting surface. I forgot to mention that it's 10 inches overall. No, excuse me. 8 inches over 8.5 inches. Wow, I can't get my measurements right. 8.5 inches, 4.5 inch handle, 4-inch blade. I just did the review on the Kudu. So anyway, that's why I'm messing up my measurements. But yeah, so I mean, for this much steel and the quality of it is just phenomenal. I mean, obviously they did have to cut things out, like the handle. I mean, this handle is just, I mean, it's almost like plywood covered in paint. I mean, you can't even see the texture of the wood. There's how much paint's on there. It's got to be at like 2 or 3 coats at minimum. One of the biggest things about it is the backing. They never grind the back, so while it is a clip point, you still get to see the side of what normal bar stock comes like. Actually, it's not even like normal bar stock. This one, I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure how they have it. What I'm used to is it's produced steel, but it's got mill scale, which is kind of like all the impurities are risen to the top and kind of create a protective layering against the rust, kind of like the patina. It's just really brittle. Anyway, so that's kind of what it looks like. People really like this for bushcraft because it gives you a longer steel to strike metal or strike your fire steels on without messing up your blade or getting that little paint stuff on there. Let me grab my fire steel and I'll show you what I mean. Should have not in that pocket. Should have grabbed this beforehand. Feel so unprepared. Okay, so here we go. Fire steel. Mine has another metal piece, but I hardly ever use that. It's just kind of a grip. So you know what? Let's move that out of the way so I don't burn it, because I don't need to start a fire in my apartment just yet. It's kind of low down on the list. All right. So I've already done it a couple times just to try it out. It's really cool. You know, it don't need to have an earthquake either. Stay. Nope. Darn it. Normally I'll place this against my knee and strike it, but can't quite do that with a desk. You know, it gets sparks. Alright, well, I'm going to stop failing now. Okay, so, that's pretty much it about the knife itself. Let's talk about the sheath. Now, like I said, they had to cut stuff out because it's an $8 knife. You can't expect, you know, Zytel sheaths and Secure-X sheaths and, I don't know why I said Zytel, Zytel handles and so on. So you can't really expect that. What you can expect is a cheap plastic sheath. It'll protect it, it'll do its job, it'll hold it in, but it's not going to do much more else than that. It's bare minimum. Now, as you've seen with other Mora knives, normally the drain hole's at the bottom near the point. On the 612 and I believe the 610, they've got drain holes on the back. They use the same sheath, by the way. The 612 only has the guard difference. So they just cut out this part right here, and then that's pretty much it. And it's just held by the friction. But yeah, they've got the drain holes in the back. It's just a cheapo plastic thing. But what's really nice is that they did some raised work on the on this. Let me see if I can angle this to get a little bit of the. There we go. So where's my magnifying glass? There it is. See that? Get the angled Mora of Sweden up at the top, and then it's got little crossed arrows and their signature crest, whatever you call it, and some decorative work down here at the bottom. I was thinking about painting that, but being out in California, I really don't need to draw attention to a knife, especially around sheeple, which is just ridiculous. People being ridiculous, you know. So If I stop wearing the sheath, I'll probably paint on that and do some detail work on it, make it stick out a little bit more, because it does look really nice, but it's just not painted and doesn't stick out as much as I would like. Now, the problem with the sheath is that the belt loop right here, one, mine bent out of shape wearing mine, because I sit down a lot, so while it's fine sitting on your hip, two things, mine actually came with this little plastic tab up here. It was about 3 millimeters high across, about this width. That would always jab into my hip, which kind of bugged me, sitting up and down all the time. It created a cut and just kept rubbing on it. It was really annoying, so I cut that off, and it bent the belt loop out of place, and the security of this knife is really not that great. I can shake it out if I really wanted to. See, that was loud. It's not friction around the handle, it's friction on the guard that's keeping this in. That's all it is. When you feel that friction, it's leaving because it's just the design of the handle, which, you kind of expect. So I'm going to make a new one once I get a new handle for this, and it should be all nice and dandy. But yeah, I've had to stop doing that because when I sit down, it twists on the belt, and it just kind of jabs in, feels awkward, and it's just not great. I don't like having a fixed belt loop position on the sheath. As in, I don't like this being non-flexible. Like, here, let me grab one of my other sheaths for my Kershaw needs work, which is out of state currently. When I was wearing my Kershaw, I used this sheath, and actually I did a wrap on the front just for fun. But I mean, this is the belt loop. If I sit down with it, I normally have it on my left-hand side. If I sit down with it, it'll move. It's flexible. It's not stiff like the back of this. This does not move at all, not much. So that's one thing I really have a problem with. But I do have more of this leather, so I'll probably just make another leather sheath for that. I just need to get more snaps and rivets. Running low on those, which is not good. But yeah, so man, I need to get my Kershaw back. Anyway, it's, for $8, I would absolutely get it. Any of the Frost Mora models, I would really suggest. They're all fantastic. They are light use knives, well, light to medium. You can't baton with them. I have done that, but they are really thin stock. If you really want to do rough work, I suggest you get a good sized fixed blade, like a K-bar or Rat 3. A Rat 5 or anything of that sort. But not the Mora. It's a great knife, but I wouldn't go rough on it. Anyway, guys, this is actually a rather long review. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day, and yeah, thanks a lot.